Hello students, today we are going to discuss inverse trigonometric function. So when I write sine 30 is equal to half, that means in trigonometric function I am substituting angle 30 degree and the value is half. So in inverse it is written as sine inverse half is equal to 30 degree. That means it is this different way to say the same thing. In trigonometric function we say when angle is 30 value is half. In inverse we say when value is half angle is 30. So one and the same thing, message is same, meaning is same, but the expression is different. So it is called inverse trigonometric function. Now inverse similarly tan inverse 1 is 45 degree or pi by 4. So remember this. One point we should remember regarding this, consider sine inverse x or any other inverse trigonometric function just an angle. So remember this, like suppose I have to find sine inverse root 3 by 2. So this is 60 degree because the value of sine is root 3 by 2 at 60 degree. Similarly, if I am asked what is cos of sine inverse half, now sine inverse half means 30 degree because sine becomes half in 30 degree. So that means I am asked what is cos 30 degree. So this is root 3 by 2. So inverse function is just like an angle. One more point, we should always remember that don't treat this power minus 1 as 1 upon sine or 1 upon sine x. This is wrong. Now why this is wrong? Because we are when I write sine x or sine 30 is equal to half, this is not a multiplication so that I can divide both sides by sine, or I can cancel sine with sine and I can write sine 30 degrees equal to sine inverse half. This is wrong. This is not true. We just have given a symbol, like when we say inverse of 2, so immediately picture comes in our mind that multiplicative inverse. So just we have taken symbol from that basic point, but raise the power minus doesn't mean the algebraic raise the power minus 1. It's just an symbol. Remember this. Like if this thing is written sine of sine inverse root 3 by 2, so answer is root 3 by 2. But that doesn't mean I have cancelled this, because cancellation happens in multiplication. So what does it mean? It simply means sine. Now what is sine inverse root 3 by 2? It is 60 degree or pi by 3. And what is sine pi by 3? Root 3 by 2. So overall they are neglecting each other, inverse trigonometric function and trigonometric function. But we can't say that it is being multiplied. So there is no question of multiply or inverse means raise the power minus 1 or 1 upon sine. So remember this thing. Now suppose cos inverse root 3 by 2 plus sine inverse root 3 by 2. What is the answers? Now cos become root 3 by 2 at 30 degree. Sine become root 3 by 2 at 60 degree. So answer is pi by 2. So this is how trigonometry works. Now next thing is principal value. So these are principal values of inverse trigonometric function. So what does it mean when we say principal value? To understand principal value, let us consider the trigonometric function again. Now suppose we are considering sine x first. So this is the graph for sine x. Everyone knows this is a rough sketch of graph of sine x. Now we know that sine x is an periodic function. So if domain of sine x is real number, so if I cut this much portion from the domain of sin x, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, then this portion of all real number will include every member of the range, every element of the range. That means this portion of domain can be called restricted domain of sine, where all the values of the range is counted and counted only once. So this is called restricted domain of sine. There are so many other restricted domain also, and this central restricted domain is called principal value of sine inverse. So remember this. Similarly, other principal values can be justified. So these are 6 principal values. We have to remember these 6 values. And remember 3 principal values: cos inverse, cot inverse and secant inverse. These values are not including negative angles. So remember this also. Now when I say sine inverse half, value is pi by 6 or 30 degree. When I say sine inverse minus half, value is minus pi by 6. When I say cos inverse half, value is pi by 3. But when I say cos inverse minus half, value is not minus pi by 3, because I told you that value cos inverse x, principal value of this is not including negative angle. So just to have the value of the angle, we can write pi minus pi by 3. Same is the method for secant inverse and same is the method for cot inverse. Now results or formulae for inverse trigonometric function. Now as inverse trigonometry is a language, so whatever the formulae we have learnt in +1 trigonometry, same can be displayed in the form of inverse trigonometry. For example, everyone knows sin x is reciprocal of cosecant x. That means value of sine is reciprocal of value of cosecant. So what does it mean? It means in inverse trigonometry, 1 by x is representing value. So value of sine inverse, that means 1 by x, is equal to value of cosecant inverse x. So sine inverse is equal to cosecant inverse for opposite value. So same is the message in trigonometry. That means sine and cosecant are reciprocal, and same is the message in inverse trigonometry, that no doubt we have put equal sign but their values are reciprocal. So I hope this thing must be clear to you. And in inverse trigonometry we always have some condition on x. Like, what is the condition here? It's obvious, I am putting x as value for cosecant inverse, so it should follow the range of cosecant inverse, which is x greater than equals to 1 or x less than is equal to -1. If I write this formula like sine inverse x is equal to cosecant inverse 1 by x, which I can write, so now x lies in sine inverse, so therefore it should follow the range of sine inverse. So remember this. Next is cos inverse 1 by x is equal to secant inverse x, and tan inverse 1 by x is cot inverse x. So next formula is, now everyone knows in trigonometry sine, negative angle of sine is there if, then value of sine is negative. That means sine inverse of negative angle is negative value of sine. Same, when I say negative value of sine is there, then angle become negative. This is angle, so sine inverse minus x means negative value and negative angle. So same is the message in trigonometry, same is the message in inverse trigonometry. Negative angle, negative value, here negative value and negative angle. So sine inverse minus x is just minus sine inverse x. Same is the case of tan inverse, same is the case of cosecant inverse. But when principal value is not negative, that means cos inverse, cot inverse and secant inverse, then negative angle means pi minus negative value means pi minus cos inverse x, pi minus cot inverse x, and pi minus secant inverse x. Now next, everyone knows sine theta is cos 90 minus theta. Now what does it mean? This means when value of sine is equal to value of cos, then their angles are complementary. Simple. That means sine 30 is equal to half is equal to cos 60. So value of sine is equal to value of cos, their angles are complementary. So same is the message in inverse trigonometry. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x. See, value is same. So if x is equals to same, then the angle, sum of angles is 90, or angles are complementary. Remember this. Similarly, tan inverse x, cot inverse x, and secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x, these are also complementary. Next is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Now clearly the shape of formula will tell that from which trigonometric formula it has been derived. So these are two angles. That means we are picking which kind of formula? The sum of angle a plus b, sin a plus b, cos a plus b, tan a plus b, these category of formulae. So, and tan inverse is there, that means I am picking tan a plus b. So to justify this result, let us see tan of a plus b. When I say tan of a plus b, it is tan a plus 1 minus tan a tan b. Let tan a is equal to x. Immediately I can write the value of a, which is tan inverse x, and tan b is equal to y, that means b is equal to tan inverse y. And as tan of a plus b is tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan a tan b, so a plus b is tan inverse of this, so which I have written here. So putting the value of tan a, which is x, tan b y, 1 minus xy, and left hand side value of a is tan inverse x, value of b is tan inverse y. So clearly we have got the required result. If minus sign is there, of course we can put minus here and plus here. So same we can think about sin inverse x plus sin inverse y, means again sum of two angles. Now when I say sum of two angles, so that means sin a and sin inverse is there, so sin of a plus b formula is there. So if I put x as sin theta and y as sin phi in both sides, so you can see here it is theta and here it is phi, and in the right hand side it is sin theta, cos theta, sin phi, cos phi, which is sin of a plus b or sin of theta plus phi, and outside is sin inverse. So we are left with theta plus phi only. Same is the formula for cos inverse. So we should remember these formulae. Next is, now again the shape of formula will tell you, like sin 3 theta, 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta. This is the result in trigonometry. So if I put sin theta as x and theta is sin inverse x, and from the given equation if I write here 3 theta is equal to sin inverse of 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta. Now putting the value of sin theta, so it is 3 sin inverse x is equal to sin inverse 3x minus 4x cube. Now we know that sin 2 theta, cos 2 theta and tan 2 theta, all three can be written in the form of tan theta. So for all of three, if I write tan theta as x and theta is tan inverse x, so from sin 2 theta I can write 2 theta as sin inverse of this, and putting the value of tan theta, so it becomes 2 tan inverse x is equal to sin inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square. Similarly, 2 tan inverse x is cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square, and 2 tan inverse x is equal to tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square. Finally, 3 tan inverse x can be written as tan inverse 3x minus x cube upon 1 minus 3x square. So, last thing, sometime it is asked if sine inverse 12 by 13 is there, can you convert this into secant inverse? There are different formulae for these conversion property, but according to me you should not remember any formula. Then what is the way to convert? See, inverse trigonometry, it is, if it is said sine inverse 12 by 13 is there, what is secant inverse x? That means in the terms of trigonometry we are being asked, if value of sine is 12 by 13, what is the value of secant inverse? So that means this is perpendicular, this is hypotenuse. I can find the base, which is 5. So when triangle is completed, it's very simple. So from here we can convert any inverse trigonometric function to any other inverse trigonometric function. So that's it, that's all for today. Take care, have a nice day.